Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get into it. All right, so I had some technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? I see that there was a bunch of people in the building already. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody who was already up in here. You know what I'm saying? Got my man AB Promotions in the building early. Carla, Val, my man Erie Blackfire was in the building. Honda, Carlton Way. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize to everybody for being late. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Y'all know how OCD I am. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's not very happy about being late. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully everybody is doing good. I'm probably going to have to make this stream a little bit shorter than I had originally planned on making it because I got another stream scheduled. You know what I'm saying? Got some other things popping off. So we will see. We will see what happens. All right. Let me see. Got a stream scheduled on Blacklight Revelations news, reviews, and reactions for 7:55. All right, and it's already 6:47. So I don't know. Let me see, 7:45. So I don't know. Maybe we can change. Maybe we can change this one here to like 10:55. You know what I'm saying? And then we can change the one on news, reviews, and reactions to maybe like 8:55. Maybe that'll give us enough time. And if we end up, finishing early and are able to, discuss what we need to discuss in the adequate amount of time, then that'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to everybody that's in the room. Y'all know the deal. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all hit that bell. The live stream yesterday that we were doing, this is part 2 of that. We didn't get a chance to talk about BA5 and all of that. We were stuck on the monkeypox section. All right, so we're going to continue with monkeypox. And as you guys can see, the World Health Organization, they put a 53-minute video up here on Twitter, and that's because the World Health Organization has declared monkeypox as a global health emergency as cases surge. Now, here's my question. Shouts out to my man Conrad Murray. Shouts out to Val Williams. What up with it, Val? What up with everybody? Glad y'all still rocking with your boy, even though your boy is excessively late. You know what I'm saying? An emergency committee from the World Health Organization has named the monkeypox outbreak currently spreading in non-endemic countries a public health emergency of international concern. Now, this tells you two things. For one, the very first thing that this tells you is that the disease response by the governing agencies has not been effective in 2 pandemics. The second thing that this says is that there's a rising population of men who have sex with men. Because if the population of men who have sex with men was not as big, then I don't think that there would be as many cases of monkeypox as we see, because we all know that that's the demographic that is the most affected by this monkeypox pandemic, endemic, whatever you want to call it. Right? Also, it's concerning, in my opinion, that there are now cases of women and kids that are having monkeypox. That's not how that's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that people should never forget is that the epicenter of this is in Europe. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, with over 16,000 cases found in 75 countries, including 5 deaths. In a statement, WHO Director Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, or whatever his name is, says WHO's assessment is that the risk of monkeypox is moderate globally and in all regions, except in the European region where we assess the risk is high. Now, here's my question, ladies and gentlemen. Why is the risk of monkeypox so high in Europe? Is it because of the heat? Is it because of the heat wave that's going on? Why is it so high in Europe? It doesn't make any sense. Europe is the epicenter of civilization. It's the place that if it wasn't for there, the world would be completely lost. There's no possible way that this is affecting Europe in a negative way, because nothing can affect Europe in a negative way, because Europe and Europeans are invincible and the pinnacle of humanity. So I'm puzzled and baffled by this disease. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Jay Bird in the building. What up with it, bro? So we have a article here from My London. All right. And it's an article finger wagging at people in London. It says it takes 5 minutes. These particular men in London are urged to get the monkeypox vaccine. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Now, we've been following this thing since it started. I've been asking the question, why is it not being talked about like this? What are you guys' thoughts? So now here it says 100,000 more doses of the monkeypox vaccine will be available following a surge of cases in London. Now, let me ask you guys something. Are they going around getting bit by rodents in London? Is that how this thing is spreading in London? That's my question. Is that the situation that we have? This thing is spreading by, rodents running around biting people, or do we have some other circumstances that are causing these issues in London? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we have 6 live viewers. Shouts out to all 6 people that are watching. If everybody can smash that like button, that would definitely help. We would be at 14 likes. All right. So please make sure that you guys smash that like button. All right. So now here it says Londoner Joey Knock is urging these particular men to call a sexual health clinic and get a monkeypox vaccine. Now, here's my question. Whatever happened to abstinence, right? See, like the thing is when it comes to all of these situations, I always ask the same question. Well, what's the problem with abstinence? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says an LGBTQ plus activist is urging LGBTQ men in London to book a monkeypox vaccine as cases of the disease continue to rise in the UK. Joey Knock, who is 32, an EDI officer for a university in London, got his vaccine earlier this week and is urging other LGBTQ men in London to do the same. So now you have other LGBTQ people, activists, saying, hey, people need to go get this vaccine. People need to go get this vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Now, do you guys remember when we first started talking about monkeypox? Go watch the old videos. If you guys haven't, take a moment, watch that monkeypox playlist. We've been asking this question. Why are they not talking about it in these terms? Why is it not being looked at like this? Why are these particular people not being given the appropriate warnings and education about how this thing spreads? So now here it says on Tuesday, July 19th, public health officials announced 100,000 more doses of vaccine had been ordered as the number of monkeypox cases in the UK topped 2,000. New figures released by the Health Security Agency on Tuesday showed cases had risen to 2,050 in England. All right. The majority of infections are focused in London and are affecting men who have sex with men. So this is letting out a little secret about what goes on in London. There's a little secret about what goes on in London. Now, I got to ask you guys, if you're reading this article, what conclusion do you make about London? You know what I'm saying? About what goes on in London. So now here it says, Joey says he's been paying close attention to the monkeypox outbreak in UK and has acquaintances in London who have contracted mild cases of the infection. Joey explained, I wasn't scared. I was more worried about having to self-isolate for up to 3 weeks, whether you got it or whether you were a close contact. All right. So my thing is, remember, when it comes to a lot of these people who are getting monkeypox, the issue with monkeypox is not necessarily just the fact that you're LGBTQ. That is not the specific fact. The specific fact is if you're ratchet LGBTQ in a Royal Rumble with about 10 men every 3 months. That's what the statistics have said. If you're sweaty, getty, and ready and rolling around with 3 men, you know what I'm saying? Rolling around with 10 men in 3 months, more than likely, that's when you're going to get the disease. That's when you're going to get those heebs-jeebs. But for some reason, we're not allowed to talk about it like that. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a WHO issue. Now it's a global issue. We had to make an official announcement. So now here it says lots of people are used to self-isolating now, but that sounded like a long time. I mean, shit, the coronavirus shit was a long time. You know what I'm saying? The coronavirus shit was a long time. You know what I mean? People thought that they were going to inevitably have to deal with coronavirus isolation, and it's still there. It's still a possibility. That still may be something that people have to deal with for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't scared about getting it, but I did pretty quickly change my sexual behavior to limit my risk. Now, okay, so this individual here says he had to change his sexual behavior to limit his risk. So what sexual behavior is that he changed to limit that risk? What sexual behavior did he limit to change that risk? That's the question. Joey said he found out the vaccine would be made available to gay and bi men from the Terrence Higgins Trust 4 weeks ago. And 2 weeks later, had friends receiving texts to get their vaccine. Now, see, you know how everybody Karens up anytime black people are supposed to get something specifically black? Every black person in the UK should put a blockade against this and say, we don't agree with this. Black people should get this first because you guys keep saying that it came from Africa. But see, black people don't think on the offensive like that. Because if this was given to black people first, just like when they had an issue with the C19 vaccine in the United States and they was giving it to, quote, marginalized people first, there was all this, oh, the C19 vaccine is anti-white and this, that, and the other is anti-white. It's anti-white because you're not giving it to white people, which everybody had equal access to it. So now they said that specifically gay and bi men are the ones who are going to be getting these vaccines. See, Joey said he found out the vaccine would be made available to gay and bi men. Well, we've now found out in those articles yesterday that children and women are getting it now. So my question is, how come nobody is Karening up? People need to get in front and be like, wait a minute. You guys keep saying that this is from Africa and it's endemic in African countries, and there's a lot of black people in the UK. I don't feel that this group should get this first. See, black people don't think on the offensive like that. And it's just normalized behavior for other groups to think like that in terms of us. This is a prime opportunity. Show these people what it's like to get Karened up on. But we take the high road, allegedly. Except for when it's an issue, an intrapersonal issue between one of us. See, if I was over there in the UK, I'd be like, well, I'm black and y'all keep mentioning Africa around this. I don't understand why this is going to gay and bi men when black people, you know what I'm saying, are dealing with this in endemic countries. And also, there's women and children who are coming up positive with this. You see, Asian people would have done that if it was something that black people were supposed to get. White people would have done that. Latinos would have done that. People would have Karened up. But I see in the UK, they must have an issue with people just sitting there gawking, letting life happen to them as well. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, thank you to the wonderful staff of 10HB Hammersmith working today to give me and the gays Me and the gays, their monkeypox vaccine. Now, no one has a problem with this. There's nobody coming out saying, well, wait a minute. Everybody should get it. Everybody should get it. All lives matter. All lives matter. Nobody doing that. Nobody's doing that. Now, if this was an issue that affected specifically black people, if there was one or two black people, or if there was one or two people from other groups, those other groups would have got all in front and said, well, what is black? What really is black? I mean, there's no such thing as black, so everybody should get this. But see, but black people don't think like that. And I don't know if it's black people aren't capable of thinking like that, or if it's just that fashionable stupidity, dumbass shit, where people don't want to deal with confrontation. But regardless of what it is, these are these kind of moves and opportunities that people don't let them go by. Here's a situation in the UK where a group that's non-eligible for reparations is getting something first. Now, mind you, the reason why Africa is in the condition it is specifically because of the existence of the UK and their meddling in the affairs of other countries, primarily countries of non-white people. But these white LGBTQ males get the monkeypox vaccine first when it's white males who were experimenting in labs and let it out in the first place. That's what people need to be asking. That's what people need to be talking about. In my opinion, those are important questions. How does that work? So now here it says, if you think you're a gay, bi, MSM, eligible for the vaccine in London, call a sexual health clinic you go to, and hopefully they can book you in. Now, what about everybody else? See, black people should be the first ones. Like, what about everybody else? What about everybody else? Because you see this dude right here in this picture, he sure as hell isn't the representation of an LGBTQ person that the white media likes to give, not the representation of a LGBTQ person that Hollywood gives either. All of these conflicts and information, for some reason, these things don't make any sense. So now here it says, while some sexual health clinics have contacted recent visitors to offer an appointment for the monkeypox vaccine, others are offering walk-ins or pop-up vaccine centers. All right. Now, my question is, Planned Parenthood, since, Roe v. Wade just, put a big dent in their business, if that's family planning and contraception, how come, Planned Parenthood ain't taking up this mantle and offering some monkeypox vaccines? Why they not doing that? Anybody got any ideas? Anybody got any thoughts? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shouts out. We got 12 live viewers. Shouts out to everybody that's watching. And we got 11 likes. If everybody smashes that like button, we'll have 23. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they let the monkeypox out of the labs in the first place. And who knows what they were doing with the monkeys while they were in the lab. I mean, I hate to say it. Actually, I don't. But, I mean, we see what's going on in London. So, I mean, who knows what was going on inside the lab? I mean, nobody knows what was going on in Wuhan, and you see what we got going on now. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, Joey advises calling a clinic directly to get the vaccine, which is thought to be around 85% effective against monkeypox. How do you guys feel about that 85% effective number? How do you guys feel about that? I don't know how I feel about 85% effective. What's the average efficacy of other vaccines, of recommended vaccines? You know what I'm saying? So now he says it's worth calling, as sometimes clinics only know their availability at the last minute. Joy said he called a clinic in Hammersmith last week and was able to get his vaccine within days at a pop-up center in the clinic on Saturday, July 17th. You get it in 5 minutes, then you sit there for 15 minutes, then you go home, said Joy. I was surprised about how quick it was. Joy suffered no after effects from the monkeypox jab, aside from a slight ache in his arm, and is urging Londoners to get vaccinated. Now, I got a question. They just called this the monkeypox jab, but which one is the actual monkeypox jab? Is it a monkeypox jab, the initial sexual contact when you get poked by your partner and get the monkeypox? Is that the jab, or are they talking about the vax? Which one is it? I don't know. They got their own shorthand. You know what I'm saying? Monkeypox, a usually relatively mild viral illness, is endemic in several countries in Western and Central Africa. See? So, of course, now here again, we have to bring in African issues. You know what I'm saying? While we're talking about monkeypox. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to get through this shit, but we will try. You know what I'm saying? Has caused more than 5,000 cases and 1 death outside of those areas, mainly in Europe, since early May. All right. So there's a report here that Reuters put in. Research published in the Lancet Infectious Disease Journals found that the outbreak is presenting unusually. So what's presenting unusual about the outbreak? You guys know? What do you guys think is the unusual thing that's going on about the outbreak? So now here it says, as symptoms of the monkeypox outbreak in Europe have differed from those in countries where the monkeypox is endemic. Now, see, pay very close attention. Symptoms of monkeypox outbreak in Europe have differed from those in countries where the monkeypox is endemic. Health experts are calling for case definitions to be reviewed so that cases aren't overlooked, particularly as monkeypox can mimic other common sexually transmitted infections like herpes and syphilis. So now what I find interesting about this is they're not really talking about that part. Yeah, that is unusual. Women are getting it. If it's men that have sex with men who are the primary pool of people who get it, then we have to ask ourselves the question, how are women and children getting it? How are women and children getting it if it's men who have sex with men who are the primary demographic? And my question is, how come Fox News ain't talking about that? That's always my question. We need to always find out why Fox News isn't talking about something. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man U-Law. We had to do some we had to do some investigation in the offices and find out, well, why is Fox News not talking about this? Just like in the next live stream, we're going to ask how come Fox News isn't talking about Jesse Lee Peterson. And is Jesse Lee Peterson a victim of monkeypox? You know what I'm saying? Do we have the deets? Do we know if Jesse Lee Peterson is a monkeypox victim yet? Jaybird, man, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's spreading like cheeks at an alarming rate. So just how often are these bussy parties happening? All the time with lots of people. You know what I'm saying? All the time with a lot of people. And I I usually don't get any dislikes on my videos on this channel. You know what I'm saying? And the algorithm must have recommended this to some people who they knew wouldn't like the video. You know what I'm saying? Probably some people that fit this demographic, and they dislike the video. You know what I'm saying? They dislike the video. It's all good though. The videos are not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not for everybody. Just like them damn monkeypox vaccines, they're not for everybody. Just like monkeypox itself is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? WHO declares rapidly spreading monkeypox outbreak a global health emergency. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys remember in the beginning when monkeypox first happened and they were downplaying it? You guys remember that? If you guys remember that, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you don't remember that, give me a thumbs down. Right, Carlton. Let's put our bids in now. I bet you it'll be Terry Crews. I bet you it'll be either Terry Crews or Lil Nas X that'll take that back. Who do you guys think the black celebrity will be that'll take the bag to act like they got monkeypox? Magic Johnson is still living off his bag from HIV. But my question is, what coon do you guys think is going to take the bag? You know what I'm saying? What coon is going to take the bag for monkeypox? Who do you guys think is going to take it? That's the question. So now check it out. It says the WHO has declared monkeypox a global health emergency. All right. So it's getting serious up in here. You know what I'm saying? Carlton says Billy Porter. The rare designation means that the WHO now views the outbreak as a significant enough threat to global health that a coordinated international response is needed. All right. So that's what we need to take away from this. Monkeypox is now at the point where it's so out of control that an international effort is needed to curtail it. Shouts out to my man Kareem Yee. What up with it, bro? All right. The WHO last issued a global health emergency in January of 2020 in response to the C19 outbreak. All right. So that's the last time a global health emergency was issued, in January 2020. So now this is the second global health emergency. Herschel Walker's son, Christian Walker. Yeah, not so Christian-like Walker. Shout out to my man Kareem. What up with it? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good call. You know what I'm saying? Europe is the epicenter of the outbreak. Too bad Jesse Lee Peterson is on a downfall right now, because he could mark this day on the calendar for White History Month that he always wanted to have. It's too bad. I guess he's busy protecting his own self from monkeypox and a bunch of bad publicity. Right now, men who have sex with men are the community at the highest risk. But don't worry, the media and the World Health Organizations will manipulate the data and statistics to make foundational Black Americans the face of it in no time. So no worries. No worries. Everybody can sit back in their false comfort and their false security. We're cooking the books as you speak. We're cooking the books to adjust this to a favorable viewpoint for the rest of the world as we speak. You know what I'm saying? The WHO chief said the global risk is moderate, but the threat is high in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Now, I forget who said this, but this was absolutely true. There's three things that go hand in hand in Europe. The first thing is LGBTQ. The second thing is racism. And the third thing is a good old-fashioned plague. You know what I'm saying? A good old-fashioned plague. So now here it says monkeypox is unlikely to disrupt international trade or travel right now, the WHO chief said. Yeah, I bet you it has a lot of disruption when it comes to human trafficking. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the illegal sex trade, I'm sure that definitely is impacting that. But I don't think they pay enough attention because there's too many government officials who are consumers of that trade. You know what I'm saying? Keep it on the down low. Keep it on the down low. The World Health Organization has activated its highest alert level for growing monkeypox outbreak, declaring the virus a public health emergency of international concern. Everybody should be concerned. So put on your concern caps. Put on your concern cap. This just became everybody's problem. Stop what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're about to bounce a check. It doesn't matter if you're about to run a red light. It doesn't matter if you haven't paid your car insurance and you just got pulled over. None of that matters. This is what matters right here. Okay? This is the problem. We all need to practice monkeypox safety. Well, by default, most of us practice monkeypox safety because there's some of us in here who are not men, you know what I'm saying? And most of the men, you know what I'm saying, the majority of the men don't go to the hot tub parties and soak in bussy broth. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Mike Mellis John. What up with it? And shouts out to DIY Queen. The rare designation means the WHO now views the outbreak as significant enough a threat to global health that a coordinated international response is needed to prevent the virus from spreading further and potentially escalating into a pandemic. The way that these people are just humping like rabbits, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's not going to not spread into a pandemic. As long as bussy is spreading, this disease is going to spread. Bussy broth. Yeah, bussy. Hot smoking bussy broth with a ham bone in it for extra flavor. You know what I'm saying? Like, shice. You know what I'm saying? Chopping up carrots, and maybe not chopping up carrots, taking a full foot long in the hot tub, possibly. I don't know. This is not a party that you would catch me at. That'd be some shit that Alex Jones and Joe Rogan need to spy on and and they need to spy on that and see what goes on at those things like Bussy Hemian Grove. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Although the declaration does not impose requirements on national governments, it serves as an urgent call for action. The WHO can only issue guidance and recommendations to its member states, not mandates. Okay, well, here's the recommendation. Stop marinating yourself in body fluids. Okay? Stop playing the meat flute like you're in the orchestra. You know what I'm saying? And stop going to swingers parties. Like, there you go. Very easy. Netflix and chill could be a WHO recommendation that could save lives and skin integrity when it comes to this. Oh, bussy broth with multicolored dildos. Yeah, like those marshmallows that be floating around in Lucky Charms. Oh, God. It's magically delicious. Oh. Member states are required to report events that pose a threat to global health. That'd be like raves and, you know what I'm saying, the other kind of sweatshops. Not the sweatshops where they have motherfuckers working in them. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the other kind of sweatshops. You know what I'm saying? Just like turkey, the other white meat. You guys remember that? No. They used to say pork was the other white meat. Oh God. Ooh. Yeah. The UN agency declined last month to declare a global emergency in response to monkeypox. Remember, we talked about this. But infections have increased substantially over the past several weeks, pushing WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus to issue the highest alert. Question: what does America do when Hunter Biden announces that he has monkeypox? What does America do when Joe Biden announces that he has monkeypox? What happens then? What do we do? Is there anybody other than me that just feels lost and hopeless at the thought of that. Whatever would we do? You know what I'm saying? If the president became ill with monkeypox. And then what happens if Kamala Harris says, as a young child, you know what I'm saying, she had a speedy recovery from monkeypox. So she has the best of hopes for those of us here in the United States. So now here it says, before a global health emergency is declared, the WHO's emergency committee meets to weigh the evidence and make a recommendation to the director general. The committee was unable to reach a consensus on whether monkeypox constitutes an emergency. Now, I have a question for you guys. Based on what you guys know about monkeypox, what do you guys think about this being a global emergency? Do you guys think that this is a legitimate global emergency? If it is a legitimate global emergency, give me a thumbs up. If it's not a legitimate global emergency, give me a thumbs down. Me personally, I don't think it's a global emergency. I think it's a local emergency in London. You know what I'm saying? London bridges falling down and burning up, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. So now here it says Tedros, as the WHO's chief, made a decision to issue the highest alert based on the rapid spread of the outbreak around the world. We have an outbreak that has spread around the world rapidly through new modes of transmission, about which we understand too little. That's not true. There's LGBTQ flags all over the place. They teaching about this shit in kindergarten now. What do you mean we don't understand? What kind of education is necessary? We know exactly how it spreads. They're teaching about how it spreads at a younger age nowadays. So what are they talking about here? Does that make any sense? What are we talking about? So now here it says, for all of those reasons, I've decided that the global monkeypox outbreak represents a public health emergency of international concern. More than 16,000 cases of monkeypox have been reported across more than 70 countries so far this year, and the number of confirmed infections rose 77% from late June through early July, according to WHO data. Men who have sex with men are currently at the highest risk of infection. Why? There must be something that they're doing that puts them at a higher risk than other people, or there must be something about them. Now, why out of all of the people on the planet would that particular demographic be susceptible to monkeypox more so than other people? Why? Now, they said that they don't know enough about monkeypox up here earlier. We have an outbreak that has spread around the world rapidly through new modes of transmission, about which we understand too little. How do you not understand too little about this? I thought LGBTQ awareness was the thing nowadays. We're making everybody aware. We're making everybody aware to the point where you have, what's that lady's name? Senator Mack, the one who does the twerking upside down. She's talking about pleasure-based sexual education for queer people in schools. So, I mean, I don't understand. What is it that we don't know? What kind of information is it about this disease that we don't know? We know how it spreads. We know who gets it the most and what community is spread the most in. What is there that we don't know? That's the question. As a matter of fact, this is so disgusting. I think we know a little bit too much. I think this is one of the times when we might actually know just a little bit too much. What do you guys think? So now here it says 5 deaths from the virus have been reported in Africa this year. So now why are we talking about Africa? No deaths has been reported outside Africa so far this year. We already talked about somebody that was dead outside of Africa. So now my thing is they literally repeatedly said that the African one is different and it's not transmitted the same way that this one is transmitted. Why are we talking about it? Shouts out to Abby over on Twitch. Abby says, "Hey, Rob, what's up? This live isn't even showing up for me on YouTube. So bored, I came to Twitch and bam, I see this YouTube." So there's that. People having issues with YouTube. Make sure you guys do that survey. All right. If you guys are having issues with being able to see the stream for whatever reason, make sure that you guys hit the appropriate answer in the survey. Okay. So now here it says most people are recovering from monkeypox in 2 to 4 weeks, according to the U.S. Center for Disease and Control. The virus causes a rash that can spread over the body. People who have caught the virus said the rash, which looks like pimples or blisters, can be very painful. Now, do you think that catching it, like while they were in the act of getting the virus transmitted to them, do you think that that was painful too? I think it was. I think it was. The current monkeypox outbreak is highly unusual because it is spreading widely in North American and European nations where the virus is not usually found. It's spreading that way because of the transmission. People that transmit sperm to each other in the way that monkeypox is spread are the countries that have the highest incidence of monkeypox. That's not rocket science. It's called epidemiology. It's a different kind of science. In countries where there's a high frequency of men turkey bastering each other, there's a high incidence of monkeypox. This particular variant. Clearly, the statistics, the same like the FBI crime statistics, clearly the statistics show that that's in North America, United States, in Canada, Mexico, and it's in London. Why are we acting like we don't understand these things? But what they got to do, as long as you understand, if we try to put the focus back on Africa, just make sure that we put the focus back on Africa and everything will be okay. You know what I'm saying? Everything will be okay as long as we do that. So now here it says historically monkeypox is spread at low levels in remote part of West and Central Africa where rodents and other animals carried the virus. So do you see? Monkeypox has spread at low levels in remote part of West and Central Africa where rodents carry the other animals and virus. All right. In Europe and the United States, where there's men who chase manhole, it's spreading a lot faster. But this doesn't happen because this is Europe. Everything's getting hotter in Europe. The temperature, people's underwear, climate change must be systemic. You know what I'm saying? Europe is currently the global epicenter of the outbreak. So pay very close attention. We have to talk about Africa first, and then we have to talk about Europe, as if Africa is the reason why these European nations are the nations that are the face of monkeypox. This is the media. This is the dub S media. If it, if it just wasn't for those black people, Now, what I find fascinating is I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but Joe Biden threatened several African nations with sanctions if they didn't come up with policies that were more friendly to LGBTQ people. Did you guys know that? If you guys knew that, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys didn't, give me a thumbs down. Did you guys know that? So now here it says reporting more than 80% confirmed infections worldwide in 2022. The U.S. has reported more than 2,500 monkeypox cases so far across 44 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Tedros said the risk posed by monkeypox is moderate globally, but the threat is high in Europe. There's clearly a risk that the virus will continue to spread around the world, he said, though it's unlikely to disrupt global trade or travel right now. Why is the threat high in Europe? Why are Europeans racist and act like every other group of people on the planet is dirty with diseases like this running wild through Europe? That's my question. Why are we trying to make it as if, oh, I don't want to touch this person because, you know, they're black, when you literally are getting, I don't know if you guys were aware, but a couple years ago they had an antibacterial, antibiotic-proof strain of syphilis running through Europe. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, but that was actually a thing. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, but that actually happened. I forget what year it was. I want to say possibly in 2018. You know what I'm saying? Possibly in 2018. Now, we're going to take a quick moment because I want to show you guys something. Like, and people really need to understand this. And honestly, I think that this actually opens up a can of worms that really needs to be explored. I think that this opens up a can of worms that really needs to be explored. People really need to actually go back and do historical studies and regression studies and see exactly what it is that caused that Black Death, exactly what it is that caused the Black Plague. Because as you guys can see, this is an article here from January of 2027, January 27th of 2022. And it says, warning over highly infectious bug mainly affecting gay and bisexual men. So, I mean, like these specific bugs. And see, this isn't monkeypox they're talking about right here. You see the date on this article here? January 27th of 2022. So now here it says health officials have issued a warning over an extremely antibiotic resistant infection, mainly affecting gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men. So, I mean, this is another issue. And as you guys can see, this is going on in the UK. The UK Health Security Agency, UKHSA, says that there's been an increase in cases of Shigella sani, which is highly infectious. Some 47 cases were reported in the 4-month period between September 2021 and January of 2022, compared with just 16 cases in the previous 17 months, April 2020 through August of 2021. The organization said it's been following the strain, which can be mistaken for food poisoning, since 2018, but recent cases show that resistance to antibiotics is increasing. So now what does this say? Does this say that Fox News needs to have a difficult conversation about these MSM transmissible diseases in Europe? Because, I mean, you know, you got to ask that question. You got to ask that question that they like to ask us. I mean, if white lives really matter, you really want people as healthy as they can be, right? So why not give people the best information? It's all good. It's what I'm here for. So see, even in this right here, global LGBTQ news, they have a black fist in there. And I warned y'all about that black fist. Go do your research about what that fist means. Go look for the white fist and see what the white fist like this means. This movement hijacking right here. What do that fist mean? This is what I want to know to everybody in that room, in the room right now. What do this fist mean? Somebody type into the comments what this fist means. So this is what I want y'all to know. We about to go into this, man. We about to go into this. What does this fist mean? And why do people keep throwing up the fist? Socialism, communism, Marxism. That's it, Val. That's it. And so that's how you know that it's a dog whistle every time you hear any of those people talking about communism, socialism, Marxism, liberals. Black people throw up this fist all the time. Black power, this black power, this black power, this black power. No, it's not black power. That's not what that fist means. Go look it up. That fist is an extension of the Soviet socialism and communism movement that infiltrated, along with feminism, all of those isms. Happened way back in the day. That's one of the reasons why they used to get away with calling Martin Luther King Marxist Lucifer King. And you got confused people out here. No, that mean black power. That mean black power. No, the person saying it that's misusing the symbol may think it means black power, but that's not what it means. It's a cause hijacking. You know what I'm saying? People should get rid of this. Stop associating with it. So now here it says, rise in extremely drug-resistant Shigella in gay and bisexual men. All right. Antibiotic resistance happens when germs, such as bacteria and fungi, develop the ability to defeat the drugs used to treat them. This means the bacteria is not killed off and it continues to grow. According to the UK HSA, Shigella is a gut infection that causes diarrhea mixed with blood, stomach cramps, and fever. How does a gut infection become a STD in men who have sex with men? Uh-oh, Richard. Oh. How does that happen? It is caused by bacteria found in feces and therefore can be spread through sex. What kind of sex are y'all having where there's feces exchange? That makes about as much sense as if you live on dry land, you're under a threat of drowning. Like what? I'm going to read this again, just so everybody's clear. Shigella is a gut infection that causes diarrhea, sometimes mixed with blood, stomach cramps, and fever. It is caused by bacteria and found in feces and can therefore be spread through sex. What do they mean? That's what they mean. That's what they mean. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says UK HSA says that it is passed on through the fecal oral route during sex, either directly or via unwashed hands, and only a tiny amount of bacteria can spread the infection. Fecal oral route during sex. I don't think that most people's navigation takes them that route during sex. I'm sorry, I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, we're talking about a quote European problem. And again, you're not really seeing very much of this being discussed in the mainstream media. Got to ask yourself the question why? You know what I'm saying? Symptoms usually occur 1 to 4 days after the infection is picked up, and it is often mistaken for food poisoning. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You shouldn't have to tell somebody some shit like this. Avoid oral sex immediately after anal sex, and change condoms between oral and anal sex, and wash your hands with soap after sexual contact. I mean, could you imagine driving somewhere and that's on a bulletin board? Practicing good hygiene after sex is really important to keep you and your partner safe. Apparently, people need to practice some kind of hygienic issue during sex as well. Toss it up. Ooh, this KC, baby. Toss it up. Let me see you toss it up. Ugh. Let me see you throw it up. Oh. Oh. They getting raw with it. It is important that gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men do not dismiss their symptoms and speak to their GP or sexual health clinic mentioning Shigella if they are unwell. So, I mean, this is not the first. All right. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. This is not the first health issue that they have had over there as far as men MSM. Fast forward, July of 2022, we are now dealing with monkeypox. Same country. Men with Shigella may have been exposed to other STIs, including HIV. So a sexual health screen at a clinic ordering tests online is recommended. If you have been diagnosed with Shigella, give yourself time to recover. Keep hydrated and get lots of rest. Don't have sex until 7 days after your last symptom, and avoid spas. See, this is what I told you guys about the bussy broth. Avoid spas, swimming, jacuzzi, hot tub, and sharing towels, as well as preparing food for other people until a week after the symptoms stop. You're going to be just sitting there stewing in bacteria and venereal disease. Just let somebody drop some cilantro on it. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody drop some herbs and spices in there. Apple cider vinegar and shit. Apple cider vinegar and shit. You know what I'm saying? A nice broth. You know what I'm saying? Remember, they used to, I think that came from some Shakespeare shit. Bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble. These motherfuckers in trouble for real now. You know what I mean? Now, what's the excuse for that? Did that come from Africa too? Did that come from Africa too, or no? You know, shit. That's the question. Did that shit come from Africa too, or nah? Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. You can't make it up, man. My question is, what do you guys think about that? Now, see, somebody that's mad to be like, oh, you're just being a hater. You're just being a hater. But am I, though? That's the question. Yeah, the witches in Macbeth. That's what it was, Macbeth. And they had that other shit called Beowulf. You know what I'm saying? Weird ass shit. Rub some tussin on it. They could rub some Vicks Vapor Rub on it. That'd be about as effective as Donald Trump telling people to drink bleach. You know what I'm saying? Drink bleach. Man, that's funny as hell. Now, you guys need to pay attention to this. The threat is high in Europe. Imagine that. Now, again, we have to make sure that anybody that watches this video understands completely why the threat is high in Europe. Why is the threat high in Europe? Just for somebody that may not be aware of what's going on, and somebody that may not be aware of monkeypox and all of the things that come with monkeypox. You know, why? Why? What's significant about it being in Europe? So now here it says there's clearly a risk that the virus will continue to spread around the world, he said, though it's unlikely to disrupt global trade and travel right now. So we talked about this. In early May, the United Kingdom reported a case of monkeypox in a person who recently returned from travel to Nigeria. So what they returned from travel to Nigeria. So they don't really show this person or talk about any demographics about that person. So that's how we know that the person isn't black. Because when the person is black, somehow they magically know every single thing known to man about that person. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says several days later, the UK reported 3 more cases of monkeypox in people who appeared to have become infected locally. Other European nations, Canada and the US, then also began confirming cases. It's unclear where the outbreak actually began. Well, clearly it began in one of these 3 countries. So now here it says the WHO last issued a global health emergency in January of 2022 in response to the C19 outbreak, and 2 months later declared it a pandemic. So pay very close attention to this. And I want to get this out here. I want to ask how you guys feel about this. Will monkeypox become a pandemic? Ladies and gentlemen, the question here is, will monkeypox become a pandemic? If you guys feel that monkeypox will indeed become a pandemic, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you guys do not feel that monkeypox will become a pandemic, give me a thumbs down. Will monkeypox become a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen? That's the question. What do you guys think? The WHO has no official process to declare a pandemic under its organizational laws, which means that the term is loosely defined. In 2020, the agency declared C19 a pandemic in an effort to warn complacent governments about the alarming levels of spread and severity of the virus. Now, what about this? What about alarming? What about making complacent people aware? What about making complacent people aware? So now here it says the WHO's lead expert on monkeypox, Dr. Rosamund Lewis, told reporters in May that the UN Health Agency was not concerned about monkeypox causing a global pandemic. She said public health authorities had a window of opportunity to contain the outbreak. Now, here's my question for you guys. Has monkeypox been contained effectively? Do you all feel that monkeypox has been contained effectively? If you guys feel that it has, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys do not feel that it has, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says, but infectious disease experts are concerned that health authorities have failed to contain the outbreak, and monkeypox will permanently take root in countries where the virus wasn't previously found, with the exception of isolated cases linked to travel. Now, of course, we must make sure that everybody is aware that monkeypox is not a new virus. Now, this is where we're going to blackity blackity black the conversation. Because what we have to know is that anything that's negative had to have come from black people. Had to. There's no other way. Despite the fact that they was playing around in a lab with this disease, just make sure that you understand. Make sure that you got it through your skull that anything negative that happens, it has to be the result of somebody black. As long as you understand that. As long as you understand that simple truth. As long as you understand that simple fact. As long as you understand that simple world narrative, you will be A-OK. You will be ready to pass your immigration test and come to the United States tomorrow. And they'll have a nice, warm assistance program for you. You know what I'm saying? They'll have a nice, warm assistance program for you. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 13 live viewers. Shouts out to all 13 live viewers. And we got 19 likes. If everybody smashes that like button, we'll have 32 likes. So remember, we got a goal of 100 likes every stream. So if everybody can bang on them like buttons, share the video out, definitely would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, in contrast to C19, monkeypox is not a new virus. Neither is C19. C19 is a coronavirus that is, you know, a different strain than other coronaviruses. Just like monkeypox. This strain of monkeypox is a different strain than the other strains of monkeypox, which is one of the reasons why it's being transmitted in the D2A fashion. You know what the D2A fashion is? The dick to ass fashion. You know what I'm saying? Those are routes and modes of transmission. So now here it says scientists first discovered monkeypox in 1958 in captive monkeys used for research in Denmark, and confirmed the first case of human infected with the virus in 1970 in the nation of Zaire. How did monkeys in Denmark get to Zaire, and why were they there? What extermination experiment were the Danish doing on the people of Zaire at that time? 1958. That was when white people thought that it was normal for them to go around and try to exterminate non-white people. That was when that was a white cultural thing all over the world. That was apartheid. You know what I'm saying? That was during the Jim Crow era. That was when European culture was unchecked and unbridled. And the element of European culture with not being compatible to other human groups was prevalent across the planet Earth. True history being told, not watered down for the masses. Shouts out to my man KO Kid Fit. So now here it says monkeypox is the same virus family as smallpox, though it causes milder disease. The WHO and national health agencies, who have decades of experience fighting smallpox, which was declared eradicated in 1980. The successful fight against smallpox and the tools developed against it will provide health officials with important knowledge to combat monkeypox. What do you guys think? Very interesting. Transmission of monkeypox between people was relatively rare in the past, and the virus normally jumped from animals to humans. Normally. The virus normally jumped from animals to humans. But monkeypox is now spreading more efficiently between people. It's not spreading efficiently between people. That's not what's happening at all. It's spreading efficiently between people who bathe in bussy broth. It's not spreading efficiently in anybody else. So we're not telling the truth about the spread. My question is, why is the mainstream media not telling the truth about the spread? Would this offend one of the MSNBC anchors or something? Why aren't we able to talk about this in normal terms? You know what I'm saying? The WHO has said that the international community did not invest enough resources in fighting monkeypox in Africa before the global outbreak. No, they invested enough money. It didn't spread in Africa because in Africa, there wasn't a pandemic of people going to male-on-male orgies and rolling around in sweat soup. That wasn't going on in Africa. As much as the world would like to think that Africa is the pit of degeneracy, that's not what was going on in Africa. And the monkeys didn't come from Africa neither. The monkeys, the scientists who were working with them, and the new spread are all things created by who? Europeans. I haven't heard Jordan Peterson say too much about this element of greatness. I've been checking this channel too. So it's not a, it's not a thing about me missing it on my end. You know what I'm saying? I didn't miss anything. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, that's the reason why Joe Biden was going to sanction those African countries, because of that specific thing right there. So now here it says the transmission has been occurring in African countries in 2 particular zones over a large number of years, and we don't fully understand what's driving transmission in those countries. Are you serious? So this is what the same way they don't understand racism, they don't understand how monkeypox is transmitting in Europe. So again, different situation, playbook the same. Oh, well, we don't understand, but you do understand. Look at the demographic that gets it. What do they do? That's how it's transmitted. That's why it's spreading so efficiently. You have fluid to mucosa transfer. That's why it's spreading. Who's doing that? Who's the group that has the most of it? Jesse busy causing car accidents. I don't think he can talk right now. I think there's a adjuster, and I'm not talking about for his back, on the phone with him right now, talking about car accident. Well, he was driving down the street, and somebody with a camera and a phone kept asking me homosexual questions. Oh, man. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's targeted because why don't more people in porn have it? I think in porn you have to actually, unless you're working at like a ratchet company, I don't know. But I think that you have to have some kind of disease clearance. I don't think you can, unless you're doing some like just raunchy ratchet back room in the middle of just, we're just gonna do some nasty shit. I don't think you're just allowed to sling dick uncertified like that when it comes to porn. So there's actually a screening mechanism, as crazy as that sounds, when it comes to porn. And my question is, why would anybody be targeting LGBTQ people in London? White LGBTQ people. You know what I mean? Why would anybody target? When have they ever been the target of anything? It's that particular group of people that's targeting Dave Chappelle and trying to get him canceled. But they're not worried about canceling monkeypox. How come there's not signs going around about canceling monkeypox? How come there's no pickets and different things like that? How come there's no protests? Oh, that's right. They probably can't protest because over there in Europe, the streets are all burning up. So you think that this has something to do with the Great Reset, Abby? LGBTQ monkeypox targeted in white men? I think that this is just trickle down degeneracy. And me personally, in my opinion, because my thing is, if that's the case, then what was the agenda for the Shigella that we just read about that people were getting? Was that a targeted effort too? Like, that's two diseases that spread in the same demographic. You know what I'm saying? Well, they call these people birthing people now, and people say that they can have babies. So which one is it? You know what I'm saying? They're birthing people. And remember, according to 2020, women, according to 2020, women aren't the only ones that can have babies. So actually, according to 2020 or 2022, the number of people who can have children is actually increased, since they're now, quote unquote, making men birthing persons. So how's that work? I think that this is just trickle down degeneracy, me personally. You know what I'm saying? I think the current agenda right now is to find a way to put monkeypox on black people and make us the face of it. That's what I think. So now look at this. I want you guys to read this. What does this say right here? That part right there that's highlighted. What does that say? Can y'all see that? Is it big enough? And I'm not asking that, the way these people talk to each other on dates. I'm talking about the font. Can you guys read it? Donna says, yes, I agree, because they are hiding the true face of it now. Yeah, absolutely, Donna. And they're bringing up Africa as much as they can. Val says, I'm offended by the term birthing person. Men can't have babies. Man, can somebody please make a troll account called birthing person? Where's Wicked G at? Somebody make a troll account called birthing person. You know what I'm saying? And put a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger pregnant. You know what I'm saying? On there as the profile picture. You know what I'm saying? Birthing person. Oh my God. Birthing person. Monkeypox is primarily spreading through skin to skin contact during sex. Skin to skin. Remember all the racism based on skin? Oh, we don't want to touch your skin because it's black. Well, if you don't touch our skin, then more than likely we won't get monkeypox. You know what I'm saying? Skin to skin. Remember, racism is based on skin color, and these people are getting transmitting monkeypox skin to skin. So just saying, men who have sex with men are at the highest risk right now, as the majority of the transmission has occurred in the gay community. All right. So again, don't get mad at my YouTube video because what I'm reading is something from CNBC. I mean, what do you want me to do about this shit? The rolling heat wave is coming straight across the country. Oh, it's going up and through Europe too. I don't know what's going through Europe faster. Raging dick slinging or raging wildfires. One of the two. But all that shit's going down simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? We'll be talking about the raging wildfires going through Europe pretty soon. So now here it says, however, the WHO and the CDC have emphasized that anyone, look at this. See, now this is what they've been doing to water down the effect. The WHO and the CDC have emphasized that anyone can catch monkeypox regardless of sexual orientation. That's fine, and we get it, but it's the people who are at the highest risk that need to be addressed the most. Because clearly, if you're not in that demographic, that's reducing some of the risk of you having it or contracting it. So pay very close attention to this. Scientists in Spain and Italy detected monkeypox virus DNA in semen from positive patients. I told you it was in the bussy brew. Though it's still unclear whether the virus can spread through semen during sex. When else would there be semen available? The Spanish scientists also detected monkeypox DNA in saliva samples. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. But we're just gonna do whatever we can to just make it seem as if we have no idea what's going on. We have no idea what's going on. Are you serious? Really? Scientists in Spain and Italy detected monkeypox virus DNA in semen from positive patients, which means clearly when that semen is injected into a sexual partner, the virus is now inside of that other partner, along with the tadpoles it's swimming with. Though it's unclear whether the virus can spread through semen during sex. Well, then how are men who have sex with men getting it then? Okay, let's look at the variables. Men who have sex with men are getting it. Okay. Second, it's found in semen. I mean, do we really need further assessment? Does further assessment really need to be done? I mean, like, what else? What else do we need to know? It's also unclear whether the virus can spread when people are infected but don't have symptoms, known as asymptomatic transmission. Lewis, the WHO's monkeypox expert, said that 99% of cases reported outside Africa are among men. 99% of cases outside Africa are among men. And 98% of infections are among men who have sex with men. Primarily those who have had multiple recent anonymous or new sexual partners. The virus has been detected outside the gay community, but transmission has been low so far. The CDC confirmed monkeypox in 2 children on Friday. That's concerning. Yeah, it's very clear. Facts, Val. It's very clear where it's coming from. In any other situation, that would be a damn near positive. If this is unclear, if these numbers here are unclear, then it's unclear whether it's safe to use Lysol or not. If this is unclear, then it's unclear for us if we should use Lysol as a disinfectant. Now, You guys agree with that, or do you disagree with that? The WHO's monkeypox expert said that 99% of cases reported outside of Africa are among men, and 98% of the infections are among men who have sex with men, primarily those who have had multiple and recent anonymous or new sexual partners. The virus has been detected outside the gay community, but transmission has been low so far. The CDC confirmed monkeypox in 2 children on Friday. In my opinion, if monkeypox is detected in children outside of Africa, that should be an immediate removal and investigation by Child Protective Services. That should be an immediate removal of the child and a referral to Child Protective Services. So now here it says the WHO and the CDC have repeatedly warned against stigmatizing gay and bisexual men. Who's stigmatizing anybody? Nobody warns against stigmatizing black people. What's the consequence? And no one's stigmatizing anything. This is what the data is saying. The data is saying this. And nobody's stigmatizing LGBTQ men. Specific LGBTQ men who have reckless sexual behaviors are the ones. It's the same as heterosexual people who have reckless sexual behaviors. They spread diseases as well. Why do these people get protection? Oh, you can't stigmatize them. Nobody's stigmatizing anybody. But I think that everybody deserves a honest understanding of what it is that's causing this particular issue, especially since it's been upgraded. Especially since it's been upgraded. Do you guys agree with that, or do you disagree? I don't think that the conversations that are going on about this are very helpful, for one. I don't think that they're very honest. And I don't think that they're going to be very effective in improving the situation. So now here it says, while at the same time stressing the importance of communicating the reality of how the virus is currently spreading so people in communities at highest risk can take action to protect their health. Okay. So then we need to know who those communities are then. We need to know who those communities are then. So why are they covering for people out here? So now here it says people want the information to know how to protect themselves. In what circumstances are people perhaps at risk or getting infected? Lewis said earlier this week, it's crucial for health agencies and community organizers to broadly disseminate information on how to reduce risk of infection ahead of major celebrations and festivals this summer, he said. Tedros warned stigma and discrimination are violations of human rights that will undermine public health response to the outbreak. He called on national governments to protect individuals' fundamental rights as they respond to the virus. We seek your strong commitment to uphold human dignity, human rights, so that we can control this outbreak, Tedros said. All right. So now here it says symptoms and risk factors. So we all know what the symptoms and the risk factors are. What are the symptoms and the risk factors, guys? You know what they are? You guys know what they are. What are they? The US CDC recommends that people avoid intimate physical contact with individuals who have a rash that looks like monkeypox. And how are you supposed to see the rash that looks like monkeypox? When it comes to a lot of these MSMs, the rash is in the genital areas or the intimate areas that aren't really exposed. And consider minimizing sex with multiple or anonymous partners. Last time I checked, that wasn't the thing to do anyway, whether you're heterosexual or whether you're LGBTQ. You should have a single partner or no partner. So now here it says people should also considering people should also consider avoiding sex parties or events where people aren't wearing a lot of clothing. Again, this is what I'm talking about. The bussy brew, the bussy broth. Sweat soup. Why are you drenched in it? Why are you sloshing around in it? What are you doing? You don't think that's going to cause some kind of disease? You don't think that's going to spread or transfer something? Like, are you serious? Individuals who decide to have sex with a partner who has monkeypox, which shouldn't they? I mean, why would anybody decide to do that knowingly? Notice how it doesn't say individuals who decide to have sex with a partner who has monkeypox should, and immediately after should, it does not say see a psychologist. It does not say that. It says follow CDC guidelines on lowering their risk, according to the health agency. In the past, monkeypox normally began with symptoms similar to the flu, including fever, headache, muscle aches, chills, exhaustion, and swollen lymph nodes. The disease then progressed into a rash that spread all over the body. Patients are considered most infectious when the rash develops. But in the current outbreak, the symptoms have been atypical, which might mean that this is similar to the BA5 variant and the fact that it's a variant that's so different from the original disease. Maybe some consideration should be taken at looking at reclassifying it. But they have to keep the classification the same because then it'll put the focus on that this is something specific to Europe. There'll be no way that they can tie it back to something in Africa, even though it originated from European Danish scientists experimenting and bringing it to Africa. My question is, have you guys heard people discussing it in these terms? Because my question is, if you're not discussing it in these terms, what other terms are there to discuss it in? Like, what else is there? How else are we going to talk about this? You know what I'm saying? So now here it says some people are developing a rash first, while others are showing a rash without any flu-like symptoms at all. Many patients have developed a localized rash on their genitals or anus. And see, that's what I was talking about. So how are you going to see that unless you're in contact with them? It says don't deal with people that have these rashes. But if this is where the rashes are localizing, how are you going to see that? How are you going to see that, guys? Does that make any sense? That doesn't make very much sense. So now here it says the CDC and WHO have said the rash is easily confused with common sexually transmitted diseases, which, as we're finding, it's starting to seem like this is a sexually transmitted disease. It's just more easily transmitted between a particular demographic and within a particular community that doesn't happen to be black people. So now here it says they have told healthcare providers that they should not rule out monkeypox simply because a patient tests positive for a sexually transmitted disease. Although monkeypox can spread through respiratory droplets, that method requires prolonged face-to-face interaction, according to the CDC. Health officials do not believe monkeypox is spreading through small aerosol particles like C19. Respiratory droplets are heavier, so they do not stay airborne for as long, while C19 is an airborne virus, which is one of the reasons it's so contagious. Monkeypox can also spread through contact with contaminated materials such as bed sheets and clothing. The disease is transmissible, but it's not that transmissible. It's a disease in which transmission can be contained, Ryan said. Like we said in C19, don't be the person to pass the disease on. Okay, well, all you got to do is just practice abstinence, then, and that should take care of itself. Right? That should take care of itself. So now we're talking about the vaccines, which we already know about the vaccines. These vaccines are not even vaccines that are specifically for monkeypox. These are smallpox vaccines. These are smallpox vaccines. So now here it says, because monkeypox is not a new virus, there are already vaccines and antivirals to prevent and treat the disease and its causes, though they are in short supply. The U.S. is already distributing tens and thousands of a vaccine called Jynneos in effort to quash the outbreak. The Food and Drug Administration approved 2-dose vaccines in 2019 for ages 18 and older who are at high risk of monkeypox or smallpox infection. Okay. The Biden administration has distributed more than 300,000 Jynneos doses to states and cities since May, and another 786,000 doses are being delivered to the U.S. Health and Human Services Department. And they've ordered another 5 million doses through 2023. So now here's my question. What does that tell you? That's a lot of doses of that vaccine. That's a lot of doses of that vaccine, guys. Why did they order so much? What are they thinking? What are they expecting? So now here it says CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said the demand for monkeypox vaccine is outstripping the available supply in the U.S., which has led to long lines in places such as New York City, an epicenter of the outbreak. Now, do you guys recall I did a video a while back when Mayor Eric Adams invited all of the LGBTQ people from Florida who were upset about the Don't Say Gay Act to move to New York City? Now, why would New York City and London both be epicenters of monkeypox? Does anybody have those answers for me? Why would New York City and London both be epicenters for monkeypox? Does that make any sense? I'm sure it does. I'm sure it makes a lot of sense. Now, if it makes so much sense, then you would think that the experts at the CDC would be talking about it in a way that it makes sense. But for whatever reason, they're not. So the question is, well, why aren't they then? What are they afraid of? What are they scared of? So Jynneos is manufactured by Bavarian Nordic, a biotech company based in Denmark. A biotech company based in Denmark. Convenient. Why is that convenient? Why is it convenient that Bavarian Nordic is a biotech company based in Denmark? Isn't that where the original monkeys with the monkey pox came from? So we make a disease, we infect the world with the disease, and then we make a vaccine. Somebody should investigate the Danish government. Don't you find it funny that the original place are the people who came out with the vaccine too? I've never heard of Denmark being known for their amazing medical science or anything like that. Never heard anything like that. So now here it says right now, Bavarian Nordic has up to 5 million doses available for the rest of the world, excluding, you see that? Excluding the United States. It's nice how everybody eats off of us, but we never eat off anybody else. I think the African governments know exactly how monkeypox got to Africa, and I think they lined their pockets as a result. Because how many times have African alleged leadership sold out their people? They don't care about the people over there. I mean, look at how we're over here as a result of African leadership selling out people. So we already know that African leadership doesn't care about its own people. So I think that the African countries that monkeypox was first discovered in, as well as in conjunction with the Danish government, should both be investigated. So now here it says, a company spokesperson said, but Bavarian Nordic has the capacity to fill 40 million liquid frozen and 8 million freeze-dried doses a year, the spokesperson said. The U.S. also has more than 100 million doses of an older generation smallpox vaccine called ACAM2000, made by Emergent Biosolutions, that is also likely effective at preventing monkeypox. But ACAM2000 can have serious side effects and is not recommended for people who have weak immune systems, including HIV patients, people who have certain skin conditions, and pregnant women. All right. ACAM2000 uses a mild virus strain in the same family as monkeypox and smallpox to confer immunity. But the mild strain used by the vaccine can replicate, which means people who receive ACAM2000 have to take precautions to make sure that they don't give the virus to others or spread a rash from the injection site to other parts of the body. All right, the mild strain used by the vaccine can replicate. So that's interesting. That ACAM2000, it uses a mild strain of the virus. The Jynneos vaccine does not have this risk because it does not use a replicating virus strain. There is no data yet on the effectiveness of the vaccines against monkeypox in the current outbreak, according to the CDC. Now, that's an important paragraph, in my opinion, and it's the shortest paragraph on the page. In my opinion, that's an important paragraph, and it's the smallest paragraph on the page. I'm going to read this paragraph again, and this is a paragraph coming directly from a news article. So if YouTube wants to take my video down because of me reading this, I hope that Google also removes this article here from NBC. There is no data yet on the effectiveness of the vaccines against monkeypox in the current outbreak, according to the CDC. If there is no data on the effectiveness, then why are they recommending this? You don't just slide a sentence in there about alleged treatment or an alleged preventive method against a virus that has just been considered a world health issue. You don't do that. But that's what they did. So now here it says the WHO is not recommending mass vaccination at this time. But they're not recommending mass vaccination at this time. But look at how many damn vaccines they got on deck and how many vaccines they're sending out. The Biden administration has distributed more than 300,000 Jynneos doses since May, and another 786,000 doses are being delivered to the U.S. Health and Human Services Department. And they've also ordered another 5 million doses through 2023. But yet it says the WHO is not recommending mass vaccination at this time. Why are they buying all them damn vaccines then? Does that make any sense? The WHO is not recommending mass vaccination at this time, and the U.S. is currently reserving the vaccines in its stockpile for people who have confirmed or presumed monkeypox exposures. Unlike C19, vaccines against smallpox and monkeypox can be administered after exposure due to the virus's long incubation period. But the vaccines need to be administered within 4 days of exposure for the best chance of preventing onset of the disease, according to the CDC. So now, in my opinion, this was a pretty good article. I'm not even going to sit here in front. This had a lot of important information in it. That, as time goes on, is going to be information that's taboo for us to be talking about. Now, I don't think that it's cute to sit up here and act like pediatric cases of monkeypox are something normal. And we're just going to study them. We're just going to study this. There's 2 children diagnosed with monkeypox in the United States. If men who have sex with men are the largest group of people who are passing down monkeypox, then in my opinion, that needs to be considered when you run into a child that has monkeypox, and that situation needs to be investigated thoroughly. That situation needs to be investigated thoroughly. And the child needs to be kept safe during that situation. There's absolutely no reason for any child to have monkeypox unless that child is a victim of degenerate abuse. Shout out to my man Cameron Jones. What up with it? What do they mean, children diagnosed with monkeypox? How the hell did they get it? They need to investigate the parents. Run me that family. Does the child have 2 fathers, and are they LGBTQ? Because in my opinion, that's a serious problem. That is a serious problem. And it's a serious problem that we'll be going into in more detail on the next stream. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're not subscribed to the channel, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit the bell icon twice. And I will catch you all on the next video. All right? Peace.